This is Joseph Boone. Welcome to the Phantom Sign channel. And we here with more Seduce Me Otome game. And, well, we here to do Andrew's route. And I came back here because this is where the first time you actually meet Andrew. Okay. Now, is it just me, or he looked like the younger version of our grandpa? I think. I know, I feel like it's just me. As I placed my hand in his, he raised it to his lips and kissed over my knuckles. I felt my face burn silly as gentle Andrew smiled at me before releasing my hand.
I'm honored to be invited here.
Especially that smile. My mother smiled at both of us, which made me silly concerned why was she decided to introduce me to Andrew.
So, you organized this party very well, Miss Anderson.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Praise is very much deserved.
Andrew then chuckled nervously, bringing a soft fix to his lips to cover his mouth, probably before smiling at me.
I'm sorry if I seem a little forward. I've just been excited to meet Harold Anderson's granddaughter.
Wait. Huh? Why?
He used to talk about you all the time in the office on how you helped him refine his toys. I only attended meetings and heard all of the stories. You've helped a lot with the success of the company without having to actually work there.
Oh wow, I didn't know he talked about me. That would explain everything. Fancy with me and their rather personal questions. I looked to Andrew, who had a kind face to me. Something about him seeing off, and I didn't know what it was. He seemed to be hiding something, whether it was good or bad. I was not able to find out. I felt someone walk up beside me. Causing me to turn to them. Next to me was my dad, giving his cold stare to Andrew, who suddenly became tense.
So, you're Jared's son.
Andrew by twisted silly, rather it was fear or insult. Andrew locked eyes with my father. I couldn't help but feel the tense between them. It angers me to how frigid the air had become, enough to break a wrong word.
You're the one who wants to be the next CEO of the Anderson Company.
Well...
I stared at Andrew. This guy wanted to take my grandfather's place as CEO? I thought the vice chairman wanted the position.
David, leave the poor boy alone.
I'm merely testing the boy's conversational skills. Nothing wrong with that.
Of course not, sir.
And polite as well. Interesting.
If you'll excuse me.
Quickly, Andrew retreated away from my family into a crowd of people. Follow him. Who's it? Wait, my cookies are back? Alright. I quickly followed Andrew, waiting to be sure he was alright. I felt a little embarrassed that my dad put him on the spot like that. I had to apologize. We would, we wound up outside. The stars piece dance on the grass as we stood in the backyard in the mansion. It had been my first time in the years bringing out there, but my thoughts were on the announcing. Hey, Andrew. Andrew turned to me in surprise. However, his face was completely red and both embarrassed and harmless. I felt terrible.
Oh, I didn't see you or hear you following. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I should be the one to apologize.
What for? You didn't do anything wrong.
I mean, for the way my dad behaved. He shouldn't have been so.
Oh no, no, it's fine. I mean, I should have expected it and been more prepared.
Hmm. Andrew rubbed the back of his neck and gave a goofy grin. It was intriguing. Seeing Andrew perpetually sighed, then seeing a goofy smile away from everything. Still, I'm sorry for that.
It's not a problem, really, but thank you.
We both smiled at each other before I reached my hand out to him. He tossed his head and raised the eyebrow and confused. Angel, my name is Angel. And understand, his smile returned before he took my hand and gently stood it.
That's a pretty name. I'm happy to know it now.
It's not that nice.
I have to disagree with you. It's much better than Andrew. I mean, who names their kid Andrew?
A lot of people do.
But how about Axel or Ace? Something cool like that.
I couldn't help but laugh at him. He was pretty chill for a guy who was supposed to be a fair chairman's son. He cried a laugh along with me. I don't know why, but I feel warm. Rather, it was the almost non-assisted breed or the situation we found ourselves in. It felt nice.
Lewis.
And just like that, the feeling really have vanished. We both turned to see my dad at the door of the mansion, staring at Andrew with almost a deadless glare. Andrew straightened up, trying to match a business pose.
Yes, sir?
Your limo is in the front. The driver has requested that you return home. Now.
Oh, all right. Thank you, sir.
Andrew quickly nodded to me before speaking back into the mansion to leave, as I took a step to follow my dad's step in front of me. Dad?
I don't want to hear it. Do not become friendly with him. He wants to take the company away from us. You have no reason to be friends with him.
Before I could restore, my dad turned away and walked back inside, mumbling about how the party was nearly at end. Sighed and entered the house as well, waiting for the party to end immediately. I realized, okay, so skip this. Oh wait. And then I suddenly walked over and placed a hand on my shoulder with a smile. What?
You did good tonight. I'm proud.
Okay, thank you. Fuck off. Dick. Alright, let's explore the house again. Let's try this. I decided to try. I turned on the computer and ran back and faced nearly the range scanner land on the camera up with my eyes. To my surprise, I hear a pen come from the computer before screaming open to the desktop. Huh? Look at that. Dad should be impressed. One icon, however, stood out from the rest. Pharaoh? I decided to check the icon, but no window come up instead. I hear a large check come from the drawing that was locked. What the? I took out the journal and skimmed through it. See my grandfather notes. It was all detailed explaining options of his finding on magical demons. Really? he really did know about magic. Oh, so grandfather knew about magic. Oh, shoot. I sat down at the desk and read through the journal, far finding drawing, and scanned up the system in magic circles, each with their own different meanings and effects. It was all frightening. There was every page of important spells to know. I read through them, trying to memorize them into my mind. I don't know what come over me, but I started to feel more elegant and more powerful simply reading my grandfather's notes. I was simply aware of the energy that surrounded my body and power that was around the house. The more I read, the more powerful it became. However, my mind suddenly froze, and I found myself walked back to the drawing board, the book back, and closed the drawer. The lock resisted, and I snapped out of it. Huh? What? Still in my hand, I looked at the drawing, realizing what I had done. I went over to the desk and reopened the lock, but suddenly I felt the need to stop. Something held me back. I didn't want me to pray a more that I already had. I always was curious beyond belief. I'll obey my thoughts for now. Ever I wouldn't come back looking into it. Alright, skip. Don't interrupt them. No need. Pizza. Go in your room. Skip this. Okay. Okay, we know that. Get this. Get this. Go to the grandfather's grave. It was Sunday. I felt like the need to see my grandfather. Had to be 3 days since he had been buried, and the concrete was only a short walk away. I decided to see him. I took my time indeed, and headed out to the streets to walk towards the cathedral. It was a good half a walk, but it would be a nice stroll. A flower shop was on the way, so I could pick up flowers on his grave. I still felt the strain of grief run through my bones, but I knew that it would ever fade over time. Upon my journey to greet the entrance of the flowers shop, quickly picking a bouquet from the back, displaying case and paying. The bouquet of lilies, please. Bouquet of lilies, please. Thank you. With flowers in hand, I made my way to the large steel gate of Esting Joseph's. Country I entered felt the gold and silver of death run through the air against my skin. Will it always be like this? The Gregor will always finally rest in peace. I wasn't judged for mourning or sadness. It was supposed to also be a place for remembrance. I sighed as I walked through the country towards grandfather's grave. Before I could reach it, though, I noticed a finger stuck by the stem. Huh? Who's that? I stopped walking and tried to focus my sight to see who was staring at my grandfather's grave. Before I arrived, I didn't want to interrupt a prayer or anything, but evermore I wanted to know who exactly was there. My mind considered the idea that it was my father, but it couldn't have been him. Familiar brown hair crowned his personal head instead of a black and gray my father had. He was a Francisco familiar. Andrew? What the world is he doing here? Shoot, it was indeed Andrew. He was dressed in Kirk clothes, but he was giving his respects to my grandfather. I was curious as to why. I quickly stepped closer and reaching Andrew the grave, being careful not to scare Andrew. As my footsteps, Andrew turned to see me and realized it was me. Turned fully to me.
Oh, Miss Anderson. I, I'm sorry. I'll just...
Andrew quickly stood his hand and took a step to leave. You're fine, Andrew. Shoot. I stopped him with a hand and smiled. He was merely paying his respects. There was no need for me to intrude. Andrew stared at me before speaking and nodded, returning to his place in front of the grave. He took a side step to make room for me, so I stepped next to him.
Lilies?
Common flowers for gravestones, yeah? My grandfather didn't have a favorite flower. I heard a feel Andrew gently ran down and sat beside me. I turned my head to look at him, catching him nosing an acknowledgement to my statement. Turned back to give, letting out a small sigh. So, can I ask why you come here?
I came to pay my respects. He was someone I really idolized.
I turned my head to him and again confusion. Allies?
Mm-hmm. He inspired me to work hard and make people happy. When I interned for his company, he was the first person to greet me at the doors with open arms, even before my father.
I almost couldn't believe what I heard. However, the look in Andrew's eyes made my heart break. Truly idolized my grandfather like he was his own grandfather.
Your grandfather was an amazing man, but I'm sure I don't have to tell you that. He treated me better than my dad ever could. All my dad cares about is me becoming the CEO. But Harold Anderson? No.
I couldn't please feel my lips, making it silver with Andrew as he continued to speak, unmindfully hearing my grandfather speak alongside him in the air.
He said, don't worry about it so much. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy instead.
He said that to me too. Andrew turned to me in surprise before smiling.
Really? He cared a lot about you. There were days that he wouldn't stop talking about you and compared you to me.
A belly blush ran across my face. What things did he say?
Well, he told me how cute you were and how you loved to make people happy. He also said you always had the perfect ideas for his toys.
felt a smile grow on my face, remembering the small moments when I had helped him design his own most popular toy, the glowing heart bear. I didn't realize how proud of me he was because I was so small, but now I have grown up, I was able to understand. He always had me help him ever when I didn't feel like I could. He was the greatest person ever in my life. He treated me better than my dad.
How does your dad treat you?
He pretty harsh to me. He wants me to be the CEO of the company as well, since it's a family business.
Ah, he's strict, like my dad. Well, if it ever came to a time where the board had to decide a CEO, I'd gladly give it up for you.
I couldn't help but raise the eyebrow. Do he wants the position? Why don't you want to be the CEO? To my surprise, Andrew stood his head with a goofy smile.
I don't. My dad wants me to take over the Anderson company, but I really am not sure if I want to or not. Sure, making toys is great and helping people is something I want to do, but I don't know if I want to head the company.
You're not sure what you want to do, just like me?
You don't want to be a CEO either?
It's in my head. Andrew let out a small laugh.
Man, we must be the worst kids on the planet. Our dads want us to take over a company, but we don't even want to. Imagine what would happen if they actually liked each other.
Andrew gently stopped laughing and smiled at me.
Your grandfather was right about one thing, though. You are really cute. Sorry, it's true. Cross my heart.
Thanks.
I'll let you have some time with your grandfather. I don't have anywhere to be, so I'll wait by the gates and give you a ride home when you're done.
There you go. Alright. Oh. Lyric to her soul? You wanna know? Let me save here.